This is a moment I think a lot of you have been waiting for. The return of the old Magna. Sorry to keep it back in the corner for so long. The Magna has returned. She's been in the corner all winter. It's kind of a sunny but cool day. So I decided it'd be a great day to pull this thing out and get started on the teardown for, mainly, we're going to do a fork rebuild. The right one has been weeping for a little bit. The left one honestly hasn't, I don't think, actually let anything out. I want to go over a few more things as well. I don't know why I'm looking at the radiator, because I'm thinking about the clutch. I still need to replace this line after 2 years of having the other one, because I'm lazy and it's way in the middle, but today is the day. I just thought you guys would be excited to see the Magna. We're going to basically try to get all this work done before the vintage motorcycle weekend at the Gilmore Car Museum. That's over in Richland, Michigan. I don't know, 20 minutes away from here, 25 minutes away from here, maybe. And I just thought it'd be really cool to be able to take it over there. I haven't registered for it yet, because it's also, I believe, one weekend after I get back from the UP, and I have 4 weekends until then, and I am planning on camping 3 nights as well before the UP. I'm going to be a little busy, so we're going to be working on this thing probably on some weeknights. I don't think, knock on wood, that it'll take too much, but let's get started. I'll stop rambling. The Magna's back. We're gonna get it running. I don't think there's really much more other than an oil change, fork rebuild, oil change, clutch line, you know, simple maintenance to get just back for the season. Got this ring swapped over now. I mean, the old one was way better than the original halogen light. Let's just be honest here. Halogen lights on these things just suck. They're from the 80s. I mean, it honestly came with a sealed beam headlight when I bought it. Original. I bought it like in 2021. It was bad. So I upgraded it to just the regular halogen. Still have that original bucket too. So if I still want to switch back just to a regular halogen light or even an LED bulb, which I might do at some point here if I don't like this one. Anyway, but this is actually a 7-inch bucket, just like an Amazon special, to be honest. I have the original one, so don't worry, or an original one. But this is my doing, so you could fit a 7-inch LED. So I went with this one. It looks a little more like a normal headlight, so it won't kind of make the bike look a little robot-like. So I think Dad will like it. Then I just noticed that this guy just seems to be weeping some, so gotta get in there. I double check those because brakes are nice. But we got all the gas drained because I need to fix this petcock, which is it's just a fuel shut-off. It's not really a petcock, if you will. If you don't know about the Magnas, first off, go watch more of my videos. But quick history lesson, if you will, of the Magna, since I haven't shown this on my channel in a minute. So the Magna, it is a V4 motorcycle. Yes, V4. Honda made V4 motorcycles in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I think they still do, just not in America, really. So this is a V4 cruiser. This is 750 cc's or 45 cubic inches, hence the V45 Magna. There was also a V65 Magna that came out in 1983. It was, I think it was apparently the fastest production bike of the year. The mythos is that at the end of 83 or during 83, Harley went to Reagan and got him to put a tariff on all bikes over 750 cc's or 700 cc's, I think it was. One of the two. Like a 50% tariff or something like that. Like quite a hefty tax because they were hurting, apparently because all of a sudden Honda and really other manufacturers at the time were making cruiser bikes all of a sudden, not just the standard like CB 750s and things like that they've been making for years. So that's what a Magna is. So what makes the Magna interesting, besides it has a V4, so it has 4 cylinders in a V. This is a 90-degree V, so the cylinders are 90 degrees apart. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. It's also liquid cooled, so it has a radiator, has coolant, water pump, all those things. It has 2 gas tanks. This is an actual gas tank right here, candy maroon. Love the color. I would love to be able to find the color and repaint some stuff, but anyway, I digress. This is a fuel tank, but there's a giant hose right there that leads down to a second fuel tank. Then it has a fuel pump, but it's carbureted, mind you. So the pump only pumps to it's like 3 or 4 psi and it stops. Common mistake if you're diagnosing it and it just stops pumping it. Well, it might be at pressure. It has a pressure switch. Anyway, has a pump, liquid cooled, V4, 2 gas tanks. So it has no reserve. It has a gas light. Well, it has a spot for a gas light that's there normally if you fix it, and I haven't. So that it revs out to I think actually 10 and a half. They're hard to see in here. I actually had there was a guy making new spark boxes. So it has 2 boxes that run the spark for the spark plugs, the ignition system. It doesn't have like a distributor, it doesn't have points like that. It actually has these boxes that tell it when to fire the spark plugs. I believe it is a waste system, so it actually is firing 2 off each box. I want to say it's a left and right between the 2, so it's actually firing a spark plug off when it's actually not needing to. It's a waste system. Anyway, I digress once again. Magnas are weird. They're kind of just a weird bike from 1983. Honestly, a lot of bikes from the era, like especially like your CBs, your GS, Suzuki GS, like 650 GLs, 1000 GLs, all the million GLs, things like that, are much simpler bikes. Oh, shaft drive. Doesn't have a chain, has a shaft. So it's a lot less maintenance. So it's like this really weird, I don't want to say it's luxury, but it's kind of a luxury cruiser from the time, from Honda in 1983 to kind of take on Harley. Want to say it's like 70 horsepower. I don't remember if that's crank or brake horsepower from factory in 1983. So who knows what this is making in all actuality these days. Probably not that. Yeah. Dual exhaust. So it goes 4 into a collector down here. It's not a cat, it's just like a collector box. And then it goes into the 2 muffler resonators, whatever they would be considered. These are not stock. These are a pair of Mac Performance mufflers that were like on super discount closeout. They must have found them on a shelf somewhere, because when I got the box they were dusty as hell heck. And I just bought them and threw them on the bike, and they basically, I think, look better than the stock ones, but they look stock. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to keep rambling for just another minute, kind of just introducing everyone back to the Magna. So if you know, you know. Thank you for knowing. But we're going to keep talking for a second, because there's a few things that are pretty unique in the sense that they're accessories I found for the bike. They didn't come with the bike. This was a new old stock sissy bar kit. The normal one is actually only about yay tall. This was a new old stock item I found on eBay. It also comes with the rack underneath there. So that is brand new on the bike, but from the 80s Honda line. The engine guard is also a accessory, factory Honda line, I want to say, accessory. I upgraded the rear shocks to progressives. Those are not the originals. Also, the springs and the front forks are progressive branded springs. They are progressive springs, but they're branded as... Anyway, you get it. Mirrors, not original. Bars, not original. The side panels that are black are supposed to be that candy maroon color. So you see, it's a survivor. It's not a perfect bike. It's not this like, hey, I'm going to take it to a show and it should win, you know, the most prestigious award ever. So, but that's why I love it. That's the Magna. So I think honestly that's going to be the video for today. Tearing down just to this point. I might pull out the front head lift paddock stand thingy quick and try that out with you guys. But I think after that we'll wrap up the video. New headlight, so I think it looks a lot better. So we'll try it out, make sure. I mean, I don't ride this thing out around at night very much, so as long as it just blinds people on the road and they can see me before they turn out in front of me, I'm pretty happy with it. So I got that guy together, but I gotta get, I think, a different pin for the Magna. And it seems like it might be a little too short, so we'll figure that out. Unfortunately, I just opened that. But anyway, I have other ways to lift up the front of the Magna. So, not too worried, but I think I'm going to call that, I'm going to call the video here. Tearing down the Magna. Here, probably, well, this week for me. Here in another video or two for you. We'll actually tear the forks off. I just need to double check a couple things, make sure there's nothing else I need to do with them on the bike before I just tear them off the bike. We'll also get to that clutch line and oil change and a couple other little things. Oh, I do want to mess with this turn signal switch some. It's like every time I get it to work, it works good for one day, and then it goes back to being 40 years old. So I want to see what I can do. And if anything, I might just decide to replace it with a modern switch, and I won't care about running lights for the turn signals. So that's really the only reason to keep that old switch, is there's like a bunch of points on the back side, so when you flip it over, it turns the turn signal on, but it turns the running light off, because the front ones, it will run at a low, it'll run a dual filament bulb. It will switch off the running light, turn the turn signal on when you turn the switch over, and then obviously when it's in the center, it'll allow both run anyway. It's a really, really fancy switch, so you can't just, it's not just one way on, the other way on, middle off. But that's what it might become. So I'm going to ramble on if I keep talking. So this is where we're ending it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the views on my shorts and on Instagram lately. It's been really cool to see. Thanks for all the subscribers. We just hit 400 plus a few now, so we're going to keep on trucking. It's getting a little cool out, even though it's a beautiful evening. V-Strom. Probably out tomorrow on that. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Magna Mole out.